A warm good evening, and the excitement is quite palpable. We are extremely happy to welcome Dr. Sunita Godara. Please join me in welcoming ma'am for this conversation. Ma'am, it is a good
Thank you.
fortune to have agreed to speak with us in this leadership conversation. This is bound to be very, very different and highly essential for us at this point in time. And we look forward to learning from you and probably take home and apply in our daily lives some of the tips that you're going to share with us this evening.
Thank you.
Without wasting much time, what I will do is I will do an introduction. I'll share my screen and then hand it over back to you for a 20-minute talk from your side on the topic. And uske baad, we'll have questions and answers in two clusters. Okay, ma'am. I will share the screen. Yeah, these are WiseViews leadership conversations, which we hold every Friday. And we are fortunate that today is also a great Friday with Dr. Sunita with us. She's going to talk about life is a marathon and how to build health for wealth. This introduction and the opening remarks will be for the first half an hour, and the second half an hour will be for Q&A. We are likely to have a little spillover. Maybe it will go to 40 minutes or so. Dr. Sunita Godara is a former Asian marathon champion and a wellness coach. She has kindly consented to spend this evening with us and help us understand how we can build health for our prosperous lives. Dr. Sunita Godara is a distinguished international athlete and an accomplished marathoner, has several remarkable athletic achievements to drive philanthropic endeavors through the Health Fitness Trust that she founded. In fact, I would like to mention that her journey is extremely interesting. Her running odyssey spans an impressive 130,000 kilometers of training and over 200 international races in 26 countries. Her marathon track record boasts 17 full marathons, 123 half marathons, and 15 road races spanning from 1984 to 2010. Her athletic journey began in 1976 during her college years. Dr. Sunita's marathon accomplishments are also paralleled by her dedication to health and fitness advocacy. She established the Health Fitness Trust in 1994, an organization dedicated to fostering well-being through physical activity. Dr. Sunita is not only an Asian marathon champion, as I mentioned, but she's also a dedicated wellness coach. She has graced national and international platforms as a speaker on sports, drug abuse, and HIV/AIDS. Her marathon coaching experience spans an impressive 37 years, culminating in initiatives like the HFT Champions Marathon Club, offering free championship to Health Fitness Trust members, and the HFT Elite Marathon Club that manages top national runners participating in prestigious marathons. Several awards she has received. With a legacy boasting illustrious triumphs, Dr. Sunita clinched the coveted Asian Marathon gold medal in 1992. Her prowess transcends borders, with victories in marathons across 26 countries, including 25 golds, 12 silvers, and 13 bronze medals. Noteworthy among her accolades is her triumph in the third Asian Marathon Championship, securing the gold in 92, as I mentioned, and the Asian Championship bronze in the 1998 Bangkok Marathon. Dr. Sunita's marathon journey encompasses global races like Boston Marathon in 85 and London Marathon in 1990 and 1992. Her educational and coaching background is also very interesting. Her educational pursuits are as diverse as her athletic achievements. She earned a doctorate in sports and fitness from Banastali University in 2015 and authored a Keep Fit book in 1988. Her academic journey includes a BA from the Banastali Vidyapith, Tonk, Rajasthan, a master's in public administration from Rajasthan University, and a diploma in yoga from Vishwayatan Yogashram, Katra, Jammu. Dr. Godara's coaching prowess is reflected in her diploma in coaching with specialization in athletics from the National Institute of Sports, Patiala. She has also pursued various certificate courses in fitness, aerobics, and HIV/AIDS. Extremely impressive, ma'am. Once again, thank you and welcome for this conversation. I'll take one more minute in introducing my esteemed colleague, Professor Prasad. He heads the academic wing at ICFAI Group, and he brings with himself a rich 3 decades of experience as an entrepreneur, as a corporate professional, and now as an academic. He holds a BTech from IIT Bombay, which I visited some time back, and he also holds prestigious PhD from IIM Kolkata. He published several books and articles and presented papers in various conferences in India and abroad. I welcome you also, Professor Prasad, and thank you.
Thank you.
I will stop sharing the screen here, and we will save all the time for you, ma'am. We are eagerly waiting to hear from you. I request you to speak for about 20 minutes on the topic, life is a marathon and how do we build health for wealth. Over to you, ma'am, and thank you.
Thank you so much. First of all, the way you explain my profile, earlier you told me about your institution and all, it's really compiled by an academician. Thank you so much. And regarding marathon, see, marathon is a journey. And we always say marathon is a lifestyle. It's a long distance in athletics, 42 kilometers. So same way, our life is also like a marathon. And when we talk about the journey, where, health is wealth, everybody knows it. And once we have health, and marathon is not only for the competitive runners, it's now lifestyle for everyone. In India, more than 50,000 runners are running half marathon and full marathon at present. When I started marathon in 1984 for the first time, that time we were only 500 running full and half marathon, 21 kilometers and 42 kilometers. So see, the marathon life journey has gone so far that now we get 40 to 50,000 runners running 21 and 42 kilometers. So but once I say running 21 to 42 kilometers, it means anybody who is a champion must be doing 150 kilometers per week, say about 15 to 20 kilometers per day running. And the person who is just finishing marathons, like a fitness freak, that person must be doing, say, about 50 to 40 kilometers a day, a week. So that much of discipline comes in, when we do a marathon. So marathon teaches us discipline. It is a very good coordination, and it gives you very healthy body and healthy mind. So this life journey with the marathon now it has become glamorous with the big marathons in India. And any runner who is running 10 kilometers want to go for 21 kilometers. The 21 kilometer runners want to go for 42 kilometers. And now, because ultra marathons are also in India, so the 42 kilometers runners, once in their lifetime, they want to go for ultras like 50K, 100K, 80K kilometers like that. So with this journey, when we talk about health and wealth, so I will just share, I can't teach all the academician, but I can share my experience, how marathon become healthy and wealthy, marathon life can become healthy and wealthy. So when I started my journey, it was a jogger turned marathoner. Means I was, when I was running marathons in 80s, there was no prize money. So when prize money started, then the wealth started, and with marathon journey, winning marathons started giving me earning also. So jogger turned marathon Sunita Godara became professional runner. And my first international marathon was Boston Marathon, where I got a break. I saw here in India, we have only 400, 500, but abroad, that time in 85 in Boston Marathon, there were 1,000 ladies, only female, 1,000, men maybe 5,000. So that was the scenario in 1985. And at present, Boston Marathon is the biggest and the largest marathon, and 50,000 all runners, in Boston Marathon run 42 kilometers. So it has become so large. And there I came to know that, oh, this is very good style, I can come back and take it seriously. So when I took marathon seriously, I started winning prizes. That by then prize money started. So earning also started. And I realized that because of the routine, nutrition, disciplined life, everyday exercising, everyday running made me so healthy that I never spent any money on hospitalization, on any disease or any medical ailments. So that's how this health and wealth go hand in hand when we are into sports, not only marathon, but in any sports. So now when we talk about health as well, then it is, our body is a temple. So like we worship in temple, we should worship our body also. And when we worship our body, first of all, we have to be very possessive about our body. It has to be, like when you are possessive for anything, you take care of that thing, whatever you are possessive with. So once you start liking your body, once you start loving your body, then you will start caring. Because the more you care for your body, the body will respond in a better manner. And it will become so healthy. Then first of all, you will start saving that medical expenditures. Then if I talk about marathon, in marathon, if you want to make a career, there are so many options nowadays in all sports for that matter. But in marathon, I can say we can start running a club. We can start our own group, travel group, because there are many marathons all over India and abroad where people like to go, like now Ladakh Marathon. It has become a travel plan, Those who are marathon runners, they plan months and months in advance, and they go for Ladakh Marathon. That becomes a travel journey with marathon. So same way, Boston Marathon, London Marathon, Las Vegas Marathon, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, so many countries, people make a group, they make a travel plan. So you can become a tour and travel agent for marathon runners. So that's how you make it your income source. But you should know about marathon when you do anything for marathon runners. Like what I did, first I was running marathon. That time I had a club. When there was no club, there were no clubs in India. I was going abroad, and there I came to know about running clubs and all. I'm talking about 80s. And I started running club in India. And that club, I used to contact companies and all, get sponsorship. That time, those years, 80s, sponsorship was for sports people. And that also in marathon, sponsorship was very difficult. But I managed and started this club. And now, if I talk about today, if we see in all cities, there are more than 1,000 clubs, running clubs in India. And there are many companies also supporting the clubs. So one thing is this. And then when I became senior athlete and I did my NIS diploma, I became coach. Then I started training, coaching camps. And with these coaching camps, now when CSR started, now we are so lucky that in sports, CSR projects are, we can apply for sports also. So I started CSR, like now I'm doing TFCI Athletes Training Program CSR initiative with Tourism Finance Corporation of India. And same way, when all the brands came into India, like earlier I was with New Balance Club. Then it was Reebok running squad. I was with them also for 1 year. And for now about 5-6 years, since 2017, I'm running Delhi Sketchers Club as admin and chief coach. And we have now 11 clubs all over India with the Sketchers. So that way it became my profession, my passion became my profession. For about 20 years, when I was going to 26 countries, winning marathons, I was earning in dollars. So that became my profession. And I think from India, I was the first professional runner who took this as a career. And I continued that till 2006. Then after my retirement, I started running clubs. So now at present, I'm running 2 training programs. One is with the Sketches Club and the other one is with the TFCI, Tourism Finance Corporation of India. So this way, marathon has given me so much of livelihood also, and health. So I can't give you in words, how much this health gives you when you are into sports and exercise or any kind of sports, nothing can match because two things nobody can do for you: your studies and your health. That you have to do for yourself. You have to work hard for both things same way. So when I was talking about the worshipping your temple, this body, so that is very, very important. This is my message also. And at the age of 64, I feel so good that my runners, my teams, my colleagues, they all say that how come you are so happy, this sports exercising gives you so much of endorphins, hormones, you are always in a happy mood, one thing. And another thing, you don't get, your immunity system is so strong. Like Corona time, it was so good. We were, because we were into sports, we didn't have to learn from anywhere. And, we were doing inside competitive sports, means making videos of exercises, aerobics, Zumba, yoga, and so many things. Competition among the club runners. And we were so active during Corona time also. So the bonding, the coordination, mental power, toughness, and of course, it gives you that happy feeling always. In the morning, if you have done your exercises, then whole day you are fit to do anything. So in fitness, we always say that fitness for everyone is different. For a champion, it may be running 4 minutes a mile, but for a doctor, it is doing 10 to 5 or 10 to 8 p.m. job without having backache. Same way for an older person, it is whole day he's happy, not getting disease, or no pain in knees especially. So all these things comes when you are a regular exerciser. So worship your body, be possessive, be selfish for your own body, and just give 1 hour. कहते हैं ना, मोदी जी ने भी कहा ना, आधा घंटा रोज फिटनेस की डोज. I always say it's 45 minutes. आधे घंटे में थोड़ा सा कम रहेगा, 45 minutes रोज and fitness की dose. So that we should all do. And career wise, when I retired, that time I thought, what can I give back to the society? So I started, this was my own post I created, having done public administration, maybe that was in me that, I created my own post like elite coordinator. And in India, I am coordinating all big prize money races for the elite runners. And because I knew that those elite runners need helping hand to get their entries, get them sponsorship, get them free hotel or accommodation, so that they just concentrate on their performance, and they are not worried about when they go to the marathon, kahan rahenge, kaise jayenge, kya karenge. Entries kaun karega? Everything was online. So for runners, it was difficult. So I started giving them helping hand, and I became elite coordinator. Even now, big marathons, I coordinate top runners. Yesterday only, I got an offer from Sketches that we will now start sponsoring one good runner in the open category, and from each club. So there will be 11 athletes which will be totally sponsored by Sketches. So these things come in a way when we are into sports. And apart from this elite marathon club, I started my Shakti Kane Gender Resource Center for women for the slum girls in 2007. 2006, I took retirement as a champion, and I started giving back to the society. So there, for the slum girls, I thought marathon would be a difficult thing. You need little more money and laser-like concentrations, lot of hard work. In a way, you have to go every day out for 2-3 hours for running and all. So maybe for slum girls, it won't be possible. So I started Taekwondo Academy, martial art. And I feel so proud, 45 girls from the slum became black belt in 3 years. And now they are either in international schools, the sports complexes, or they have their own academy. So, giving them livelihood, it gives good feeling. Secondly, few of them, slum girls, they have become international referee. One of the girl from my center, my Shakti Kane, she went to New Zealand, Thailand, and Malaysia in martial art, because she is now black belt 3 dan. So, again, with the help of this TFCI, Tourism Finance Corporation of India, CSR initiative, we are empowering women. And from this year, we have again started the self-defense program. So again, that dream has come, again, I will do with 45, at least in a year, 45 girls we will choose and make them put them in that pedestal that they can earn money out of sports, martial art. So this was one. And secondly, when I was going abroad, five times in a year, I used to stay in Malaysia for 5 months continuously. So I was learning a lot of things. I learned how to organize event for a cause. And when I came back, I worked with the UNICEF, WHO, UNAIDS, and started working like you were explaining in my profile for HIV/AIDS awareness, for drug abuse, against drug abuse, drug abuse awareness and all. So in that, those who were my officials, volunteers, they used to come with the team, and at present they have become race organizers. So bringing, helping startups and helping them to become leaders. That I do in my club even now. Before Corona, 100 runners were coming to me for a Sketchers Club in Lodi Garden in Delhi. And during Corona, 2 years, because they could not come to Delhi, but they had a habit of doing morning exercise and running every day, they started in their own areas. And now, out of that Sketchers Club, I can see 10 clubs are running in their city, South Delhi Club, Dwarika Club, then Bahadurgarh Club, all running clubs, and they are still attached with me. So that's how, making leaders, making entrepreneurs, it gives good feeling. So this is what my story is, and I still continue the same way. So over to you. I think I would be better when question answers come.
You are better, ma'am, anytime. You are better anytime, with or without any question. It is such an amazing journey. In a short span of time, you have helped us understand the changing landscape of running, the journey of marathoning, how it has evolved in parallel with your own life. So which started in the mid-80s, and how it has come into the second decade of these 2020s.
Yeah.
And then it has grown along with you, as it is like for us a story which has been built on the life journey of Dr. Sunita. So that's a fantastic way you have explained, very simple, and in a manner that the story is told in such a befitting manner that we are going to remember this. I don't have to summarize it. It is so simple. And excuse me, ma'am. What I have seen is that from those days of 80s and 90s to the current stage of this marathoning and running, how corporates have responded, sponsors have responded and come forward, and how participation has increased from few hundreds and thousands, how this has now gone up very, very big. Even within India, in many cities, this marathoning has increased multifold. For example, the Airtel Marathon that is taking place every year in the city of Mumbai, or the NMDC Marathon that takes place in Hyderabad, which recently, August 26th, I think they conducted one. Every year they do this. It's an amazing participation where you see friends joining from various walks of life, the civil society members, the corporate professionals, the people from medical fraternity, the friends from IT world, all of them come together and they run in thousands. I'm told that the number was as big as 26,000 this time who participated across Hyderabad. So the landscape, as you have explained, we have been witnessing, but you have put it together and helped us understand how easily or how carefully it has evolved over the last 2 decades or 3 decades in parallel with your own life journey, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And one difference I tell you, when 1982 marathon started in India, 1982, and I was national champion in 1984 Rath Marathon. That time, only 3 marathons used to be there in India. One was Rath Marathon in Delhi. The other one was International Pune Marathon in Pune. And the third one was Allahabad Marathon in UP. These were only 3 marathons. Then slowly Kota Marathon and here and there marathons were popping up. That year, those years, you know, in 1980, 82 to say 87, only top runners were running marathon. Marathon was for high class athletes. Others were not even thinking about marathon. But in 2004, World Championship half marathon came into Delhi, and then it became, it was highly publicized and all that. And then corporates started coming into marathon as a sponsor, as a participant. And once the corporates started helping the marathons, then there was another group category. There was one elite category and the open category, masters category, like we are having in abroad. So same way in India also started, and all hobby runners started doing marathons. That's how from 400 marathon runners, now we get sometimes in Delhi, we get, like you were saying, in Hyderabad, 26,000, same way in Mumbai, 40,000. Maybe the distance are different. All are not running 42 like London Marathon and Boston Marathon, but at least they are running either 10K, 5K or 21K. Even 42 kilometers, when we started in 80s, that time there were only 250 runners in the beginning. But at present, there are 5,000 runners running 42 kilometers, 8,000 running in the same marathon, 8,000 running 21 kilometers, and maybe more than 10,000 running 10 kilometers. And in 5 kilometer fun run or family run, there is no stop, means maybe 15,000 like that, the number of participation, because the company is also representing their teams in the fun run, some in 10K and 21K. Some are now, you can see some CEOs running full marathons. So it has totally changed,
Wonderful, man. Wonderful. I think people like you, leaders like you who had the vision, have started popularizing this particular activity for the benefit of creating awareness on wealth and making a sound India. I think with that vision, leaders like you have taken it forward, and today a large number of people have started participating in big numbers in multiple cities across the country. I'm sure what has happened at that level in Boston, probably we are a little away in reaching that kind of numbers, but yes, we are getting there. The consciousness of health, the benefits of participating in a marathon, and the benefits of keeping oneself fit, I think it is catching up very, very fast.
Yeah.
I think the significant shift from then to now is it was elite and partaked by very few, and now it has become greater participation because of leaders like you, and also corporates. Only because of people like you, corporates have come to sponsor, because you were there in the forefront and leading, and they have seen some faith and trust in that, and they have supported, and the numbers have swelled up. And today it is like democratizing what once was an elite sport into a hobby making, health making, running for oneself and running for a healthy and happy India. I think that's what we have reached, ma'am. Thank you so much for this amazing contribution that you have made. And we request you to keep us and many others in this country always on our toes, pun intended, so that we keep running and we keep and maintain our health. Because once the health is there, as you mentioned, it is like worshipping our own body, being selfishly in love with one's own body, and take extreme care of the body, and the body responds so well and gives you back the benefits of health. In one phrase you mentioned that you feel so good now at 64. First of all, you don't look like 64, but you feel so good. I think that is the emotion that all of us will have to capture when we exercise and keep fit, to feel good from within. True. And when we feel good from within, socially, we interact very well. Work-wise, we are very productive, and our thinking is sound and positive. And together, we make a better place for all of us to live in and dwell and be very, very productive in our work and life. So that's where we have come to. Thank you so much, ma'am. I'll now request Professor Prasad to come in to start the cluster number 1. There'll be 2 clusters of questions. So the first cluster will be taken up by my senior colleague, Professor Prasad, and there'll be about 4 or 5 questions. And after that, I will come in for another 3 or 4 questions in the second cluster. During second cluster, I will open the mic for some of the participants who would like to talk to you directly. They should have the benefit of talking to a champion directly. So we'll open the mic at that time. They will raise their hands and we'll take their questions, ma'am. So I'll now request Professor Prasad to commence. And thank you, Professor Prasad.
Thank you, Professor Rao. Thank you, ma'am, for a wonderful introduction. One of the questions, which keep coming up and just come in this is, how does one benefit from the seminar? So I just want to take a minute building up on what you already said. I think a lot of life and for those who follow management or career is about, a lot of what you said comes in there. The fact is that there are a lot of diverse areas and achievements which contribute to what life is and how you can develop society around that. And I think sessions like this, because you have captured an area which has got, it's a social venture in itself, if you ask me. And you have captured something with great social impact from the numbers that you're saying to what is happening right now. I can see leadership, I can see livelihoods, I can see ecosystem, I can see talent development. A lot of these things are coming up in what you're saying. And this is what all of us do after going to work. In our own ways, this is what we do. And I think that is the relevance of every session that we bring to the table. And that is also the relevance of this particular session. So with that intro to that particular question and your session, ma'am, I'll come to the first question. And this is personal. How did you become a marathon runner? I mean, what are the key points in your journey? What motivated you? Because it's not easy. It's not easy, So because you said, when you went to the underprivileged sections, you didn't choose marathon, you chose something else. Yeah, so there's certainly something here. I mean, can you share your views with us?
Okay, see, when we talk about marathon, running was there in my life since my school days. I was just, whenever, in 70s, there were no stadiums. So it's only annual sports day of school. So for me, annual sports day of school was athletics and basketball, no other games. And swimming was my passion. So I used to go for swimming every day. And because of my family background, my father was an engineer in Bokaro. So we got those swimming facility. And in Kendriya Vidyalaya, Bokaro Sector 1, there was a big ground. So only we had one PT period. But whenever there was a tournament, annual sports day, I used to take part in 400 and 800. When I went to school, college, my time in 76, 77, there was no marathon. There was no cross country. So when I used to switch over from 400 to 800, from 800 to 1500, I found myself better. I did record in 1500 in my university days when I was doing my master degree in public administration. So I was university champion. Then I realized the way I'm increasing my distance, I'm getting better. Then the 3 kilometer introduced for girls. And I took part in that, and I was in the on the podium. So that's how I started loving long distance. And how I started marathon is a very funny story or interesting story. I came to Delhi in Sri Aurobindo Ashram. In Sri Aurobindo Ashram in Mothers International School, I was a sports teacher when I was 24 years old, and after my master degree and all. And then there I was a hostel warden, 24 years old Sunita, looking after 16 years old girls, So 35 girls, and they were all NRI's daughters. They wanted to go every time they want to go out, and because of the hostel routine, they are not allowed. But she's Padam Shitara Didi of Sri Aurobindo Ashram owner. She told me, you have to keep them busy on Sundays. Now, me loving running, so I thought they want to go out from the school premise, and I want to go for running. Why not I take them everywhere running, and come back. Our school bus will go there. We'll have picnic and come back. So I asked the girls, you want to go out? We'll go to shooting range. That time shooting range was also in Delhi. Shooting range was sightseeing, Malai Mandir, then Qutub Minar, Lal Killa, and Nehru Stadium. Nehru Stadium was 10 kilometers, and it was a sightseeing place then, because 1982, it was built for Asian Games, and it was a sightseeing place. So girls were very happy. We used to come running on Sundays, all these places, and then bus will come with all picnic ka saman, and we'll have a nice picnic and go back to the hostel by bus. So this was Sunday routine. Then exams came. These girls started studying, and Sunday. I thought, why only Sunday? I do it every day. I started doing 10 kilometers every day just for because I used to love long distance running. Then Tara Didi herself, she saw me running every day. She said, "Tum itna daurti ho, Rath Marathon hone wali hai, 42 kilometers." I was running 10K every day. She said, 42 kilometers, why don't you try? Because that time, only 42 kilometers and 21 kilometers was the distance in marathon. Now, to increase the number of participation, we have 10K and 5Ks also in marathons. That time only original marathon with 21 kilometers and 42 kilometers, full and half marathon. So I took part in full marathon. And, because before that, I knew I have to run 42 kilometers. Let's start, let me check myself. And I did once from from IIT, Delhi, Mother School is nearby. From there to airport, it's 30 kilometers. So just go and come back like that. I just tried once, and I was confident. I took part, and that time there were only champions were taking part in marathon. So we were hardly 5 or 6 champion ladies running full marathon, 5, 6 and half marathon, and altogether only 250 runners in the Rath Marathon, prestigious marathon. So I got first position, and then in there there was no cash prize then. So then and there it was announcement, the winners will be sponsored to London or Boston Marathon. I chose Boston because London comes in between. I took stopover at London, did my 15 days yoga classes there, and went to Boston. Boston, I ran marathon and came back. So that's how it became my passion. When I saw Boston Marathon, 1,000 ladies running, and I said, I have to take it seriously. And since then, I started taking marathon as a, my part of my life. And I went for Allahabad Marathon. And one thing, when I talk about Allahabad Marathon, those days in 1985, men prize money and female prize money was 1/10 less. Men prize is 1 lakh and ladies prize was only 25,000. So this was the difference in 1985. I was the one, that time Rajiv Gandhi was Prime Minister then. I was the one who raised the voice. I said, no, this is discrimination, and prize money should be same for men and women because we are putting same efforts. And since then, now prize money is same, which just now you heard in cricket. Now they get same pay package. In 1985, I was the privileged one to raise the voice for this discrimination. And now in marathon, men and women all have same price since then.
Excellent, ma'am. Excellent. I think you combined a number of things, and I can see that like the marathon, this is also one step at a time. And you have taken steps one step at a time. And you've also taken care to include all those around you. And you've also been, what I would call, conscious enough to ensure that ladies are not separated from men, and you did something about it. I think this shows a lot of multidimensional qualities which have stood you in good stead in your journey thereafter. Excellent, ma'am.
Thank you.
Very happy to hear that. Ma'am, the next question is about the characteristics of a marathon. How does it differ from other sprints or other events? I mean, with respect to life.
Yeah. This is the only event, marathon, where male and female start together, they run together, only the results are separate, but only in marathon, they run together. So the distance is same, the timing is same. It's not like men separately doing or female doing separately. No, in this, there is no difference of caste, creed, and any age group. Even the masters, 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus, even 75 plus, they run together. If they are running 42 kilometers, if they are running 21 kilometers, they run together because now we have timing chips, so the result is separate. But this is the privileged thing that we go all together. So there is no discrimination of caste, creed, and gender in this event. Otherwise, in all other athletic events, you have male separately doing the competition and the female doing separate.
Very good, ma'am. In terms of the characteristics the runner needs to run a marathon versus some of the other, distances, you have run so many distances in your life. So what are the differences that you see?
In marathon, because ultimate the distance is 42 kilometers and 21 kilometers is half marathon. So those who are in 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer, or maybe in the track running, they slowly, when they age, they switch over to longer distance. And it's my mastery also. From 5 kilometer, I make them do 10 kilometer, 10 kilometer runners. I motivate them and train them to switch over to 21 kilometers and 21 kilometers to 42 kilometers. So it's a journey of going a little longer, because first, if you are a track runner of, say, cross-country runner, and worldwide, it is proven that those who are good cross-country runner, good steeplechase runner, even in India, you have seen Sudha Singh, Lalita Babar, and Avinash Sable, they were all in our country, they were all steeplechase runners, 3,000 meter. And then they switched over to marathon and became world-class marathon runners. So it's a journey. Marathon is also a journey. All of a sudden, anybody cannot do full marathon. You have to go step by step. So, and switching over, good runners, means those who want to really go on the podium. If they are good 10K runners, they can become very good 21K runners, and 21K runners can become very good full marathon runners. So this is how we calculate in marathon also.
And ma'am, what kind of mental makeup is required when you make these shifts and move over to a marathon?
It's like a arithmetic. I always say marathon calculation is like arithmetic. It's so calculative. If you have, say, 7 days, now the top runners, they do 11 workouts in 7 days, means morning, evening. And a normal runner also do 7 workouts, minimum 7 workouts. And, you have to calculate whether if you are a hobby runner, just go for mileage. If you want to improve your time, you have to do at least 2-3 workouts in a week. Workouts means interval training, fartlek, speed work, negative splits, up and down, slope running, or tempo runs. These are all terms of running. And one has to do this to improve their timings. I just share one of my runners' experience. He was told, if you want to finish a marathon, if you want to just run, then okay, you can do running. But if you want to perform. If you want to improve your timing, just go and join Sunita Godara madam, and she will make you do the performance. And he came to me in 3 months. What was his target to achieve in 3 years? Like he was 2 hours, 15 minutes, half marathon runner. And he thought maybe in 3 years, I'll be able to do 1 hour, 45 minutes. And, you know, when he came to me, because I'm a champion coach and champion runner, so I started giving him workouts. The moment he did 3 months workouts, and 4th month, he achieved his target, 1 hour, 42 minutes in half marathon from 2:15. So that's how the marathon is very calculative. What you do in 10K, you plus 15 seconds, you can do 21K. Whatever you do in 21K, add on 10 seconds, you can do full marathon, provided you are doing complete workouts of a marathon runner. So it's calculative, very scientific.
Excellent.
Body composition is also, body composition plays a great role. Like I always say, I'm a proven scientific approach, how to run a marathon on the base of scientific approach, you know, your body composition, your nutrition, your recovery. It's all game of, you know, mind, movement, recovery, and nutrition.
Excellent.
Because you have to have mental toughness have to be there for finishing a marathon.
And to get this mental toughness, you are prescribing the workout first and then combined with the other things which include nutrition.
Yeah, yoga, meditation, yoga nidra, positive affirmations, and workout gives you confidence. Once you are trained well, then you are confident and you are mentally tough. Now my runners are going for Ladakh Marathon. They're not scared because I made them do workouts for Ladakh Marathon. And sometimes, you know, when I give them uphill running, I always say, think about last 3 kilometers of Ladakh. Yes, yes, you are going there, you are going there. So they visualize. Once you visualize everything before you go there, then you perform well.
Yes, yes. I think you're giving a lot of people confidence about that this can be done. Excellent, ma'am.
Yeah.
The next question is about, this question is about, you know, when you look at India and when you look at it as a nation, a lot of people who are at low income levels, and, you know, you had a kind of a solution when you looked at the underprivileged and you designed a solution. But when you take it out and you look at the mass in the country, what are your suggestions for people who want to do something about this, who are already in this in one way or the other, and who would like to focus on fitness and health?
Okay. See, if I talk about marathon, because we are talking about marathon's life, for say BPL, or if they can go into running and they can join club, if they have potential, if they have talent, then you won't believe one girl, a simple girl, you know, from very humble background, she earns 10 lakh in a year, which is a good money for her, only winning marathons. Because now in India, we have at least 10 to 15 lakhs. If you do say 3 to 5 half marathons and full marathons all together, you can earn 10 to 15 lakhs if you are good. So one is this, for humble background people, BPL, if they get into marathon. But for my Shakti Kane, for females, why I chose Taekwondo, because in marathon, you have to do a lot of traveling. But in Taekwondo, okay, traveling is there, but not that much. Secondly, you just have to give belt exams. Belt exams cost money. If you have any helping hand, that's why I say there is a lot of talent, but they just need a helping hand. And corporates, if they can give helping hand, and I'm so happy that to me, this time, I'm doing a project, full year project, empowering women through self-defense and martial art. So corporate is helping me, and I'm going to deliver, you know, livelihood to them. Because first we will teach them self-defense, then the martial art. I will support them for their black belt exam. I will support them for their registration and the kitting and all. And they will be black belt or qualified to be, you know, to go to any school as a trainer, or they can join sports complexes, or they can open their own academy.
Very good, ma'am. I think what you're describing is it's possible to set up an ecosystem with the kind of experiences that you have. and see what is suitable for the target group. And you've given the examples of both marathon as well as taekwondo, and see what can be done so that they can be encouraged and more people get into some aspect of fitness, and which then comes into livelihood also.
Okay, in India, this elite category in marathon, you know how it started. It's a 2000. It's a story of 2006. 2006, first time Airtel Marathon started, and they had foreigners as elite and Indians as open category. And we had some top runners. By then I was 40 years old, so I was into veteran category. But there were girls, you know, those who were in my club, and they were national open girls. And they had to, you know, sneak out and go in the front line with the foreigners. Now, commandos used to be, you know, standing in the center. Foreigners aage or hamare Indians piche. Up these girls were going ahead, so the commandos were pulling them back. I found it very offended, you know. I went to the organizers and I told them, you have in India only, say, 50 elite runners, Indian elite runners. Can't you give same respect like you are giving 50 internationals? And they took it, you know, seriously. And next year I got a call. Can you coordinate the elite Indians if you have 50 in your kitty? Oh, I just pan India. I started sending them messages and all those who qualify the time. Like I have created that time eligibility also. If you are a male, 1 hour 10 minutes faster for half marathon, 2 hours 30 minutes faster in full marathon. If you are a female, 1 hour 30 minutes in half marathon and 3 hours in full marathon. So if you are under this, you qualify, just join my elite club and I will get you all the facilities what foreigners are getting. And you won't believe, in Airtel Marathon, they got a Hutch Marathon then. So they got all the facilities, New Balance sponsorship and everything. And that's how the elite category started. And once it started in one famous marathon, the whole India is now following elite category and the open category.
I think you have a unique way by which you're able to turn adversity to opportunity, and you're finding something, you know, which is not happening as per how it should in society, and then you convert that into an opportunity, and then that becomes something which continues and something excellent, ma'am.
Thank you.
Last question in this cluster, ma'am. In your experience, what is the connection between thoughts and physical health? I mean, because you've talked about yoga, meditation, you're also talking about workout, visualization, etc. So how do you connect thoughts and physical health?
See, it is all in the mind. If you feel that you are strong, you are healthy, you are active, you are positive, you are happy, you spread happiness. See, this thinking makes you a positive person. So it goes very well with the health, you know. Once you are healthy, then only you can have these thoughts. If you are not healthy, unhealthy person cannot think about these things, that I will spread happiness around myself. I have an aura around me, which protects me from bad elements. I have a strong willpower. I am hardworking. I am strong. I am healthy. That only healthy person can think, you know. So positive affirmations are always going very well with health. If you are healthy, obviously you will have positive thinking. If you're unhealthy, you have disease, and you know you don't take care of your body, then you can't have positive thinking. It's difficult to have positive thinking once you are stressful, you are painful, you are in tension. Then how will you have positive thinking?
And how do you switch over, ma'am?
Be healthy. Start loving your body. So once you start loving your body, if you love something, you take care of that thing. So just take care of your body, be healthy, and give at least extra 1 hour to your own self, your own body. Some physical exercise, some meditation, positive affirmations, and then the whole day you will cherish.
So the critical thing is that the switching over, more people can do if they start devoting, focusing on the body and what all you have described, that can be done.
Yeah. Yes.
Fantastic, ma'am. We come to the end of this cluster. Thank you very much for all the insights that you have provided. I hand it back to Professor Rao.
Thank you very much. It's such an interesting conversation. I am running behind the time in a manner of speaking. It is already 7:28. I will try and take a couple of questions, and if members in the audience would like to ask questions directly, immediately please raise the hands. And before you raise hands, I'll take one or two questions, and then we'll wait for you. Ma'am, it is such an interesting conversation. I should have actually budgeted 2 hours instead of 1 hour. That's what I feel.
Today
Suddenly.
I have to go to Satna Marathon.
Correct. You have to go to Satna Marathon, and this conversation is also becoming like a marathon. We have a competition and conflict between this one and the other one in Satna. Okay, I will take my question without much further ado. Ma'am, how do you build a discipline of keeping to your diet and also exercise regime for yourself and your family in a demand? This world is quite demanding in terms of work, in terms of distractions, in terms of other commitments. Apart from, while we have all these distractions, how do we keep to a good diet and how do we keep exercise regime? One or two tips.
It all depends on what habit you create. Start controlling your good diet and bad diet. Everybody knows what is good and what is bad in nutrition. So if you start liking and inculcating those habits, those who are parents, they should inculcate the same habits into their children also. It all starts from the childhood. What you eat, it remains with you. If you are a parent and you don't give cold drinks and all, kya aapke fridge mein bhara hua hai, that makes a lot of difference. Because the moment the child will open the fridge or anybody in the house will open the fridge, there should be healthy drink, there should be curd, buttermilk, pure juice, and all. Ye nahi ki chocolate bhari hui hai. Naturally, if somebody is hungry, if he or she will open the fridge, and if there are Cadbury chocolates, all rubbish, so naturally that person will eat that. And if they are kids, obviously they'll go for chocolate rather than going for milk or buttermilk. So it depends what you keep in your fridge, what you keep in your house. If you keep always, there are sweets on the dining table, then and no fruits on the dining table. So obviously anybody who has a sweet tooth, he or she will open up a box of the sweets and take it. Once in a blue moon, it's okay. But everyday habit of fried things, what you make in the house becomes the habit of your children, So it's you have to be very particular what you eat and what you cook in the house, so that the habits are nurtured properly among the children.
Amazing, ma'am. What you're saying is that we form habits based on what we encounter every day on our dining table, and parents have a greater responsibility of shaping these habits. And we have just discovered that what is lying stored inside the fridge holds the future of the country in terms of a healthy country or not. So that's a fantastic point. I think we need to form a habit. We need to have a healthy consciousness, and of course we need to control it. For a moment, I thought you're talking about my own home when you mentioned what is inside the fridge. Whatever you mentioned on the cross mark, like chocolates on the dining table, sweets on the dining table, and fried things, all of them are there on my dining table every day. And
so now you will change. Now you will change.
I'm recording this session and I'll give it to my spouse and children.
Okay, I give you my example. Can you believe when I was young, I have that time we used to have Fanta, orange color ka Fanta, But my parents, although he was an officer, but we never had that. The day we were going to club, every week we were going to the club, and other kids were eating cutlets and Fanta, all these things. My mother used to give us pure tofu ka kuch dish bana ke, green paratha bana ke, and she will give us before we go to the club. So पेट भर के तब club जाते थे. We never had that craving for कि नहीं कुछ खाने का मन कर रहा है, because पेट तो full है. बच्चे तो हैं, अगर उनका अच्छे खाने से पेट full कर देंगे तो उनको craving नहीं होगी. So we never used to have craving for Fanta or cutlets and French fries. That time हम लोग के time में भी French fries थी. I don't remember कि हमने कभी क्लब में ये सब चीज खाई होगी, because हम घर से बढ़िया बटर मिल्क और लस्सी, तब हम मीठी लस्सी पीते थे, अब मैं बटर मिल्क पीती हूँ. एंड ग्रीन रोटी वाज एवरी डे हमारे घर में, एक दिन एक टाइम में जरूर बनती थी, पालक की, मेथी की, बथुए की. उस समय बच्चे थे, अच्छा नहीं लगता था, बट आज हम उस बात को इतना थैंक्स करते हैं अपने पेरेंट्स को कि उन्होंने वो इनकलकेट कर दी. तो ना तो हमें कोल्ड ड्रिंक की आदत पड़ी, ना हमें कटलेट्स की आदत पड़ी, और स्वाद में कभी कभी समोसा खा लेते हैं, बट इट्स नॉट एवरीडे हैबिट कि रोज तला हुआ कुछ खाना ही है. तो दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि पेरेंट्स आपको क्या खिला रहे हैं. जो पेरेंट्स खिलाते हैं बच्चे उसी की आदत पड़ जाती है बच्चों को.
Yes, parents hold the key for the future of this country. So you made that big statement, ma'am. Thank you so much. We'll go to the second question since we have less time. How to stop particularly young ones from chasing fitness routines? In the sense, there is another side to this thing. Some people have fitness as a routine, and they would like to actually overdo sometimes, which ultimately might destroy their health and confidence and studies. So what is the that we'll have to draw? Some one or two important tips that you can share.
You are talking about gymming and making body with artificial supplements and all that. Let me tell you, those who are listening to me and they go to the gym, they take artificial supplements to make the body. It is only temporary. बाद में बहुत pain होने वाला है. So they have to be very careful. Natural is the best. So naturally, what you take inside your body will give you long-lasting health. If you make it artificially with the injections and with the supplements, डोले बनाने वाली बात होती है ना, डोले शोले बना लिए and body बना ली, but with artificial supplements, it will not remain with you always. But if it is natural way, with natural nutrition, with proper exercise, then it will be long-lasting. Longevity is more when you are natural. With artificial thing, you are going to have more injuries, pain, and some artificial body structure, at the end of the day.
Yes. So no artificial supplements, and we need to go for only natural supplements because it is going to have a long-lasting health benefits for us. And shortcuts is not definitely an option here when you are planning to build a healthy body. That's a great input, ma'am, from you. And the other question that I would like to come, and before that, I want to remind the members in the audience, if they have any questions, they can raise their hand. I will continue with my question. Ma'am, today there are the society and our lives are driven by our works and workplaces. So according to you, who should be held responsible for health and safety in the workplace? In the sense that workplaces consume a lot of time of ours. Our active life, majority of it is spent in the workplaces. So what measures the organizations will have to take, and what type of facilities the organization should provide? Not every organization is very big, like say Tata Consultancy Services or any other IT giant. But even smaller organizations will retain a lot of employees for the same number of hours. So what are the measures that big ones can take, and what are the measures for the small organizations we need to take so that the balance for health and safety is maintained?
See, big organization, I always go to ONGC and other big organization. They have a gym, and but just opening up a gym is not enough. You have to have combined exercise routine for the employees. Means they should know that Saturday evening is a Zumba class. Saturday evening is yoga class. All together, everybody is doing. So that way, bonding also will inculcate. And secondly, that routine when everybody is doing, नहीं तो क्या होता है, gym है लेकिन वो खाली पड़ा रहता है, nobody goes there. So for a small organization, those who don't have this facility inside the premise, then they can have Saturday outing or Sunday outing or maybe Monday morning something like that. And lobby to sabke paas hoti hai. And for aerobics and yoga, you don't need any equipment, just a music or a trainer. That's it. So weekly program is very, very important. And then only you can ask your employees to join a club or something. You know, they don't have time. Morning mein aate hain, evening mein jaate hain, kab club join karenge. So one activity, maybe twice a week or once a week should be there for them, so that Sunday they continue by themselves.
Excellent, excellent, ma'am. Organizations should actually prioritize it and bring health, fitness, and activities into their official schedules, so that
Yes.
this weekly program or weekly schedule will bring all the employees together. It should not be left as a choice, but it should be almost made mandatory. All of them do the same activity, which also has a positive byproduct of bonding and camaraderie and coming togetherness for the same activity. And smaller organizations can actually do yoga, aerobics, use their corridors, and start building consciousness and awareness and activities for well-being within their organizations. If they can join some other clubs, there's nothing like that. Provide incentives and keep pushing very actively, not as a sidekick, but as a main program. I think these organizations will have to charter this activity into their agenda. Then I think responsible organizations will give rise to responsible and healthy citizens in our country. Thank you very much.
Within the organization, they can have competitive, activities of fitness, of running, yoga, or aerobics, or combined. No competition, but friendly combined programs. 5 organizations. Let's get together once a month. So then they will continue. Every week they will continue, because once a month they are going together and doing the activity, friendly matches, like that. So the interest will be, long lasting.
Interest will be long lasting, and everyone will be on the same footing. And it is treated as a group activity rather than a side pursuit. It has to be a common activity, a group activity, and a main activity, rather than relegating it to what is going to be pursued by select few or chosen few, in case we allow it like that. So yes, ma'am, thank you so much for that. I have another question. Somebody is asking from the audience. The person who's asking is at the age of 60 and they need your advice. Every day walking for about 5 to 6 kilometers and 45 minutes of swimming. And that person would like to participate in marathon and is now aged 60. Can you please advise something specific to this individual, ma'am?
Swimming is a cross training for marathon. So it is very good, because the moment you go from walking to swimming, you are not giving jarring impact to your body. So it's very good. Now with walking, if you want to go for a marathon, 60 plus categories there. So it would be wonderful feeling, for the person who wants to go for marathon. But for that, he has to add on another 5 kilometers slowly and gradually, 1 kilometer karke, running. So if you are doing only 5 kilometers walking, add on 1 kilometer jogging in that. Maybe in 1 month, you will be able to do 5 kilometer jogging in between 5 kilometer walking. So walk, jog. And then same way at the age of 60, you can finish 21 kilometer or start with 10 kilometer. There are 10 kilometer everywhere in a marathon. 21 kilometer, you have your own category also, 60 plus. So start training for 21 kilometers. For that, just have to add 1 kilometer within a month, 5 kilometers, and you will be able to finish nicely.
That's a beautiful customized program for the person who asked this question, and I will ask that person to make payment also. I will give the Google Pay number of ma'am and ask him to make the payment. So it's beautiful how we need to add 1 kilometer plus of jogging into the already existing rhythm of 5 kilometers walking on a daily basis, and slowly target to participate in 10 kilometers and subsequently 21, and of course a full marathon over a period of time. Age is not a barrier. That's the confidence you have given, ma'am. And I'm sure they are actively listening to you. And those who are having...
And see, when organizers are making 60 plus, it means they are getting at least 30 to 40 runners in 60 plus. That is why the age category is there. So age is no problem. Depend how fast or how slow you do it. But finishing marathon is not a rocket science.
Finishing marathon is not a rocket science, and finishing is extremely important. And what is the speed? How fast you run, how slow you run? That
yeah, that's true. And in marathon, that is why the motto is every finisher is a winner, because everybody gets a medal, and the feeling of achievement gets to everyone, you know, that feeling, finishing a marathon. So for that, whether you are slow or you are fast, doesn't matter.
I think the organizers of marathons are driving home a very important point. Every finisher gets a medal. It's a kind of gamification, sense of achievement, and then more and more people will participate. That's the way you have led this movement, and today it has become democratized. Earlier, it was such an, as you mentioned in the example which you yourself have given, for which you worked very personally, that is NRI, not NRIs, but foreign elite runners are running with commandos behind them, so that the Indians did not actually go and mingle with them while running. I think that from
it was at the start point, you know, and you know what excuse Indians were giving those who were top runners. अरे तुमने foreigner को हरा नहीं सकते हो तुम लोग, हाँ इतना पीछे रहते हो. हम लोग को ना 10 सेकंड बाद में छोड़ते हैं ना, तो हम लोग catch up नहीं कर पाते हैं. So I told the organizer, why get that excuse? Let them rub their shoulders with the foreigners. Why put commandos in between at the start line? So when you are not in the same start line, you can make excuse that हम तो पीछे थे, तो हम उनको कैसे beat करेंगे? Now in our country also, all the foreigners and the elite Indians, they run together. So now they cannot make any excuse. And now see, they are also competing them. Abhinav Sable was there in top 10 with the Kenyans and Ethiopians. So this I started in 2006. Don't make them separate. Indian alag, foreigners alag, बीच में commando, starting point पे. उसके बाद catch up करते करते 10 seconds में बहुत time निकल जाता है when you are running fast. So that excuse, I can give myself credit that I you know, क्या कहते हैं उसको, that barrier, I was the tool to stop that barrier, and now they run together.
You are a huge force in actually demolishing that barrier by voicing the concerns of Indians, elite runners, who are not only allowed to rub the shoulders with the foreign runners, but also actually overtake them. The witness to that is now seen in many of the competitions in international and national levels. And that's a glorious achievement in itself, ma'am. So you definitely get the credit for that. There is one more question I would like to ask, and there is somebody in the audience who would not like to identify himself, and I will tell his name a little later. He is 50 years old, and he is actually planning to go for Everest Base Camp on October 26th. And what kind of training and mental toughness he is required to have so that he can easily do Everest Base Camp trek?
See, now he has only 2 months, September and October. Or October 26th, he has to go. So these 2 months, he should look around wherever he lives, you know. There must be flyovers and some small hilly area. There he should go 3 times a week and do training there, whether walking or going for jogging, running. If he's a runner, he can go for running. But uphill running will build that confidence in him. If he has to go to uphill running, will give, if there is a stadium, then he can do ramp running. If there are flyovers, he can do flyover up and down. These type of training will, stairs running, going to the building, you know, climbing maybe 10 floors, 12 floors once a week. So that will give him confidence to be fit, healthy, to do the base camp.
He is not a jogger or runner. He is a cyclist, ma'am. What is your advice to him?
If he's a cyclist and he want to go for base camp, because going for Everest base camp is trekking. He has to go for cycling plus alternate, he has to start walking uphill and stairs so that, trekking will not be a problem, because cycling is cross training for trekking and running. He has to include now walking uphill, stair running in his workout schedule.
Great. So these are very, very useful inputs. Cross training with cycling plus stair running will give confidence and strength to actually finish the Everest Base Camp trek, who is a 50-year-old person who's asking. And that person is myself, ma'am. So, so thank you very much for that. I'm going there along with my 18 other friends. Out of them, 10 of them are doctors and my own schoolmates, my classmates. And we are all going together. We are practicing treks in between as well.
Okay, then it's fine.
That's where we are.
Walking is important. Huh? So you are doing trekking, then it's wonderful.
Yes, but walking and practice treks we are doing dress rehearsal treks, because there's a different kind of attire and shoes that we have to wear up there. So practice treks in that dress rehearsals are happening. So thank you very much, ma'am. That was a very selfish question from my side, but I thought I'll definitely ask you. So one more question we have, and that's the last question for this evening, ma'am. And this is about, you talked about being very positive. You talked about making the difference wherever you are. But how to develop this positive aura for the benefit of all the members who are around the screen today? These leaders who have joined, they are from different walks of life, from education, technology, from armed forces, from finance, entrepreneurship, so on and so forth. So for all of us, for the benefit of us, can you tell us how we can develop a positive aura in the chase that we are continuing because of work and business and the things that we do? We are not keeping in sight or keeping in our mind this objective, but how do we develop this positive aura? This is my last question, ma'am.
Yeah, positive aura, you don't have to attain or take from somewhere else. This positive aura is around everyone. You just have to feel it. And to feel it, one has to do some positive work, You start doing positive work, helping others, helping the society, achieving something for yourself. Then that positive aura, which is already there around you, वो जो प्रकाश होता है ना, वो सबके चारों तरफ है. Only thing is you have to feel it. And for that, you have to do positive things in your life. शुद्ध विचार, शुद्ध आचार, निष्कलंक जीवन, जीवन में थोड़ा सा त्याग और अपमान पीने की शक्ति लेकर, feel that positive aura and spread that happiness around you. I always give and my yoga nidra class, and I make those 50 runners who are training under me. I tell them every day after during my yoga class at the end that positive aura is around you. Only thing is you have to महसूस करो उसको feel करो, और उसको जब feel करोगे, whatever you dream, you have to make it your passion, and then you have to start working to deserve that. So same way that aura is with you, to deserve that, you have to do positive things. Amazing.
It is the potential that we need to tap into, which is already existing around us, by creating a track record of achievements for self, and importantly, achievements for others. And it is something which is lying around us. We need to tap into it. That's what you mentioned. So nice of you, ma'am. Patiently, you have answered so many queries, and more or less we have completed the questions that we have received. I am just taking the permission of Professor Prasad if he is left with, because we all have to go home happy. So do you have any question, Professor Prasad, or can we wrap it up?
I'm already happy.
You're already happy. See, the positive aura is lit large on your face, and your screen is shining much better than my screen, which means you are more positive today than I am. So thank you so much. It is all because of Sunita ma'am, who is here. In spite of the fact that she has to catch a train at 10 p.m. in Delhi, she is talking to us, and this is a great way of sharing happiness, helping others who are waiting here to listen to you and learn from in making health as a wealth, how to make health as a prosperous entity in our lives. And that is how the example of life being a marathon and how we need to prepare for marathon. This entire session has helped us. Your journey is an inspiration, ma'am, and we will definitely keep in mind some of the important lessons that you have taught us. How do you pursue small habits, starting small, making it very consistent, and over a period of time, building a sense of achievement for oneself? Your examples of launching a 15-year-old NRI girls in a ladies' hostel by the lure of sightseeing, you have taken all of them on running. So you have given them, in a way to say, in a manner of speaking, a run for their money and time and interest. And that is where you have caught the imagination of this country with your consistent and persistent efforts. And I'm sure everyone listening to you now and later on the YouTube, when we actually host this particular conversation, everyone is going to like this and follow, and they will follow coming back to you. They'll follow all your videos wherever you have posted. And it is going to be an inspirational journey for some of us who are present today and who are going to be joining us subsequently. Every step you have taken, every initiative, both for yourself as well as for corporates through CSR activities that you are doing. For example, the Tourism Finance Corporation of India and the Delhi Sketchers Club. I think these activities to the slum dwellers that you have created, how you customized your activities, because marathoning requires a few things which are very, very difficult for us to obtain in all economies, like money, laser sharp concentration, and hard work may not be equally available across all situations for slum dwellers also. So you have created what is called a livelihood making sport, a martial arts to them, and they are earning money. So that's where you have created fitness, health, and wealth for a segment of folks that needed the maximum. I think your presence of mind in creating a useful program for any segment that you touch, from elite to the not so elite, is very, very endearing for us. And you have demonstrated that you can take bold decisions if you have a healthy mind. And someone like you, a leader like you, has created many watershed moments, that is equal pay for males and females. And you have told the world that marathoning is the only activity where it is a great equalizer. All of them run together, and you're not judged by your gender, you're not judged by your region, creed, and caste, but you're only judged by your ability to finish, which is a story of life that you have pursued and highlighted for this evening for all of us. We are so much happy. We can't thank you enough for this enlivening session. We would also like to thank the chairman of the Sports Grail for providing this beautiful connect with you. And we will stay in touch with Dr. Sanjeev Kapoor in future as well. And we would like to thank him through this conversation. So on behalf of all the participants, on behalf of entire ICFAI group, and on behalf of Professor Prasad, I would like to wholeheartedly thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will have to allow Dr. Sunita, ma'am, to run to catch the train, which is starting at 10 p.m. We wish you all the best, ma'am. And next week on Friday, September 8th, we are going to have a conversation with an international author and a leadership guru, Mr. Gezim. He's going to speak to us from Los Angeles at 6:30 p.m. on September 8th. And he's going to talk about unlocking the power within you and building a greater authentic self in order to have a very effective environment around us and a productive work and life balance that we can look at. So inviting you, all of you, to the next conversation, that is 119th conversation at 6:30 p.m. on September 8th. Till then, keep Googling about Dr. Sunita Godara and keep running, stepping out and keeping yourself fit every moment that you can get. So health is wealth and life is a marathon. It's a beautiful session. Good night.